But yeah. This is a video by Jeff Nippard, right? What body fat percentage actually looks like, right? And it's just... It's so Zoomer coded. Like, you can tell that this is for, like, 15 to 17-year-olds that just got into the gym who don't know what progress actually looks like and what they should be actually, like, looking for in their own physiques. And then here's the nattiest of fake natties, Jeff Nippard himself, looking absolutely fucking just stacked with fucking muscle. Fucking... But no, he's natural. But no, he's fucking natural. Yeah. And I have fucking raisins as testicles, right? Like, you're just a fucking a factory for tests, right? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Do you know your body fat percentage? Take a guess.
I'm gonna guess 21.
17.
15?
Most people don't know their body fat percentage. Some people think they're way leaner than they are.
Ooh, that was a little bit higher than I thought.
Others are harder on themselves than they should be and find out they're closer to their goals than they realize.
Hell yeah.
Nah, there's no such thing as being closer to your goals than you realize. It's never enough. Body dysmorphia takes over. And at that point, you're chalked. You will forever be stuck in an endless loop of, I need to get leaner, I need to get more shredded, I need to get bigger muscles. Like, it's an endless cycle. Like, what are we talking about here, Jeff? There's no such thing as closer to your goals. The goal the goal line only ever moves farther and farther away. And the goalpost just becomes unachievable because our standards for ourselves becomes unfucking attainable. Because it becomes an obsession at a certain point. Yeah. That was my little rant on that. Yeah, moving on.
And if you look up what different body fat percentages look like online, you won't find much help because if the numbers aren't completely made up, they're taken from less accurate measurements like calipers or handheld devices. And that confusion matters because your body fat percentage not only shapes how you look, it can also impact your health, sleep, performance, and how you feel about yourself. So in this video, I'm gonna take you through the full range from 50% body.
I went down to single-digit body fat percentages. And when I tell you I had the worst sleep of my life, zero libido, like little man wouldn't wake up. And I was constantly irritated and just upset with the fucking world. It was the worst experience of my life, and I highly do not recommend it unless you're trying to compete. It, like, sure, it looks good, aesthetics-wise and everything, but it's just not worth it. Like, unless you're gonna compete on stage or something, it ruins your entire body.
Body fat all the way down to 5% using real-life people that I measured myself. We'll not only see what each level looks like, but we'll also hear about what it feels like to live at each level. I'll also show you where the average male and female lands. So as we go, try to figure out where you fall
What
and
is
where
an
you'd like to
average
be,
male or
depending on your
female?
own goals, whether that's strength,
Yo,
health,
homegirl on the
or
left
physique.
is on that dad stack.
This is Joe. He's a 36-year-old dad, and before I show you his exact body fat percentage, this is what his life is like day to day.
I had low testosterone. Like, my free testosterone was like
I wonder why.
90. It kind of like made sense of like my lack of motivation, my lack of ambition.
On bioelectrical impedance, or BIA, Joe came in at 50.7% body fat, and on DEXA, he was 45.3%. So your body fat percentage was 45.3
No way.
That's lower than you thought.
That's actually,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad,
girl.
but like,
He said he wants to get that down to 25% by the end of the year, and I'm going to help
Aren't you
keep him
just the most
accountable with that.
beautiful
So you need to
girl
be
ever?
around
Oh,
100
yeah, you
kilos.
are.
So that's about 220 pounds.
Oh, yeah,
if you
you
want some
are.
accountability, we're here.
Yeah.
We can get you back in a year from now and see where you're at. Okay, and this is Alexis. She's a 19-year-old university student, and she said that day to day, she feels pretty good. What's your energy like in the gym? Like, do you feel good?
In the gym, honestly, yeah. I love going to the gym.
Alexis measured at 47.2% on BIA and 48.2% on DEXA. And she told me that while she feels fine and doesn't struggle much in terms of day-to-day activities, for her long-term health, she does want to get down to a lower but still sustainable body fat percentage.
I want to go back to where I was like comfortable and confident like every single day leaving the house. I spent my first year at university and it was not a good time. I was eating a lot. I feel like my body is...
That freshman 15 hit, huh? Yeah, when you get that meal card, unlimited access, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh my god, and if your cafeteria has good food too, dude, I went, my college had the top rated cafeteria in the entire state. Oh my god. I didn't have a meal plan, thank god. Cause I would have exploded. Like, when I see good food, I don't control myself. Are you kidding me? Like, when there's good food in front of you, unlimited good food, dude, fuck self-control. That shit can go right out the window, especially like on finals week. Holy fuck, the amount of stress. All you want to do is just feast, and you're allowed to. You got the green light. You got that cafeteria card. You feel fucking invincible in that cafeteria. It's the only place you feel good, if I'm being honest. Everywhere else, you're just like, fuck, study, textbook this, homework assignment that. Fucking
changed so much over the last year. Like, I almost don't recognize myself. That's probably the like toughest thing.
Not everyone at this level had the same goal, though. This is Daniel, and he had one of the coolest motivations for losing weight that I've ever heard.
I want to skydive.
You want to skydive?
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay, that's a new one. I have not heard that before. The weight limit for skydiving is 220 to 240 pounds, so over the next year, I'm going to help him get there. Let's give you like a year and 2 or 3 months, all right? You're going to come back here, get on the DEXA scan, and then you're going to book your...
2 or 3 years Dagestan and forget. 2 or 3 years in Dagestan and forget. He come back a different fucking man. I don't care what you say.
You're skydiving, all right? I'm not doing it with you, though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm scared of heights. I will film you, though.
Yeah, being 5'2", I bet you are scared of heights. I bet reaching up into the top shelf at Walmart terrifies you. Oh wait, you fucking can't.
Long-term weight loss, I think having a purpose that speaks to you is crucial, especially if you want to lose a lot of weight, which can feel overwhelming.
That's some good
You need
shit
to have
right
a
there.
good reason for why you want to do it. What is fueling this for you?
Like, I've got 2 children. Like, I've got a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. My boy's 5, and like his sole purpose is to like beat me up. That's like straight up it. He wants to be stronger than me. He wants to beat me up.
And you just can't let him do that.
Exactly. And for as long as possible. You know?
Okay,
So,
He probably has the same testosterone level as you too.
Go like that. Just beat up your son.
That was mean. I don't take it back. I stand on that shit.
yeah.
And because weight loss often takes longer than people realize, a lot of people do struggle with staying motivated. A lot of people want to find
Fucking
motivation.
just go on
The
a
thing is,
Zempic.
like, it comes and goes, right?
Like,
the key to be able to run on that
these
is to get the
GLP-1s
habit
are-
set up. So it's just like brushing your teeth, right? Like it becomes something you do.
They're
you build
immaculate
that trust
nowadays.
in yourself over time that you're gonna actually execute on those habits. While speaking with people at this level, I realized that even simple day-to-day activities can be a struggle.
I'm always tired. Like, I'm not, like, I want to sleep all day, but, like, I'm always
I
fatigued.
fucking wonder
This is
why.
the heaviest I've ever been. It always feels like a battle. Like, I'd lose weight, and then I would, like, gain it back, and then some.
To put on your shoes is like, it's just uncomfortable. I never really care so much about my appearance, just about the things
You
I
never
can
tell
do
us
if I
twice,
was,
brother.
Not as big.
And what I found most
Oh,
interesting
shit.
was that they assumed that if they could just get down to the leanest level, like single digits body fat, their exhaustion, energy crashes, and trouble sleeping
No,
would all go away.
no.
I'm pretty sure I would feel a lot better like this, right?
Oh,
But
see,
interestingly,
see,
as we'll
he
see,
knows.
If you go too far in the other direction,
You
these
feel like
exact
shit
same
at
issues
that
come
body
back around
fat.
Again. In fact,
You
if
feel
get
like
super
fucking
lean, It can
garbage.
get really bad.
I know my body is tired and I just can't get to sleep. And when you're that lean, it's like the wind blows and you're awake and you're not getting back to sleep.
And a little later, I'll show you just how bad things can get at the very leanest level. Because, unfortunately, an incident occurred between 2 subjects after filming that might have had something to do with mood changes that can come with extreme levels of leanness.
Okay, well, we gonna have a problem then?
First, before we see what 40% looks like, I want you to take a guess at what body fat percentage the average man is and what body fat percentage the average woman is
Average
in
man,
the United
30.
States. No cheating by
Average
skipping
woman.
ahead. I'll show you that a little later.
Now,
So,
average
lock
man,
your guesses
20,
in.
25.
What body fat percentage the average man
Average
and the average
woman,
woman
30.
in the US? Okay, this is Hamanish, and he measured in at 40.7% body fat on BIA and 37.2% on DEXA. And keep in mind, these numbers are very accurate. DEXA is often considered the reference standard for body composition in exercise science research and in clinical practice. It's very precise, and a 2020 review suggested that DEXA and MRI are actually comparably accurate for measuring body fat. And when combined with BIA, what I'm going to show you has tighter control and higher precision.
If you're getting a fucking MRI to measure your body fat percentage, you clearly have enough disposable income where your appearance doesn't fucking matter at this point. You could look like a fucking troglodyte. And still get whatever you want out of life. Oh, like... Moving on.
Precision than most published exercise science studies, and it's going to be way more reliable than the online body fat charts that are out there, which use way less accurate tools and sometimes pure eyeballing, which can be way off, especially if there are differences in lighting. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly
This
what
guy
it looks
is
like
fucking
when
lighting!
Okay, so compared
I
to 50%,
fucking
you
hate
can
when
see
he
that
talks
at
about
40%,
lighting.
the waistline is down, the overall physique is leaner, but overall, body fat distribution is still similar. And this is Katie. She's a nurse who just became a personal trainer herself, and she measured in at 37.6% on
Because
DEXA
nursing isn't a
and
professional degree
40.3%
anymore.
on BIA.
Personal
40%
trainer
body
is.
fat on women can look very different from person to person, depending on how much muscle they have and their individual body shape. And if we compare a male at 40% to a female at 40%, you can see that the female looks relatively leaner. That's because women store about 10 to 12% more essential fat than men, so 40% on a woman is visually more like 28 to 30% on a man. Men also tend to store more body fat around their stomach, lower back, and neck, while women tend to store more body fat around their hips and thighs. This is in part because estrogen
was
promotes
thick
fat
as
storage
hell.
in the lower body, while testosterone promotes more visceral fat storage around the organs and midsection. That's a trend that'll continue at every body fat level. At 40%, how you feel day to day varies a lot from person to person too. Katie said that overall, she feels pretty good, has high energy, and her strength is solid, while Matthew, who came in at 43.8%, said that he does struggle with sleeping, and even some simple tasks like putting on his shoes can be difficult.
I definitely feel it with sleep and stuff like that. I haven't been diagnosed with it, but I know I have sleep apnea. If I fall asleep on my back, I'm gonna wake myself up snoring. Being conscious of what shoes I wear if I'm going somewhere where I might have to take my shoes off. Sometimes it's difficult to just pop my shoes on, because I'm heavier.
At 40% body fat, men typically have a higher risk of cardiovascular disease and metabolic issues. But for women, the risk isn't as elevated. In both cases, though, exercising and eating a healthy diet can do a lot more than you'd think.
Oh my god.
39% body fat.
Yup.
Okay, now we're down to 30% body fat, and this is where things really start to change. This is Septarshi, and he was 30.1% on BIA,
I don't know, man.
33.3% on DEXA.
Your total body fat percentage is 33%.
Okay.
All right.
But keep in mind, 30% can look quite different depending on your structure and how much muscle you have. Septarshi measured in at 33.3%, and Greg measured in at 32.5% on the DEXA. So almost exactly the same.
Shit, the game
But
is starting.
Septarshi had 97
Oh, I'm so
pounds of
excited.
lean mass, and Greg had 150 pounds of lean mass. At the
Unfortunately, I do have to take a piss. Oh. some food so you leave me alone. No, guys, I no longer feed you. Machine feeds you now, okay? The machine give food. You guys eat food. Right here, baby. There you go, good girl. I don't feel like fucking sitting anymore. Oh, let's elevate this bitch. Oh shit. What happened? Oh, maybe because Rosa's fat ass fucked with my wires. That makes a lot of sense. There we go. A little higher. There we go.
This level, how much muscle you carry can have a big impact on how you look.
You guys are the same body fat percentage. You had very different reactions. I feel like you were really disappointed and you were not.
30% is what some people would call the dad bod look. Assuming you lift weights, you should see some visible muscle outline in your arms and legs, but you're not quite lean enough to see a whole lot of detail or separation. But assuming you sleep well, eat healthy, and exercise, your energy
That's
levels
good.
should be
I
pretty
like that.
solid.
I
and your
like
performance in the gym should be good too.
I almost like the way I look a little bit with the fat on.
Yeah, hey.
It gives me the size, right?
I actually like that look too.
But if you don't have those healthy
Oh, do you?
lifestyle
Do
habits,
you, Jeff?
30% can definitely
Dude, you
feel
fucking
uncomfortable.
liar.
And for men, 30% is still above what most health organizations would consider optimal for long-term health. And if earlier you guessed that the average American male was 30% body fat, you'd be pretty close. Based on 2017 to 2018 data, the average American male is about 27% body fat. So if you're a man with 30% body
thank God.
fat,
It didn't
you'd
fuck up.
land right here. About 40% of men have a body fat percentage
told you,
higher than you.
25.
60% of men have a body fat percentage at or
And
below.
women are
So if you're
39.
at this level and
Holy
you'd like a smart
shit.
nutrition app that can coach you to a leaner physique,
I'm
try
being
out
sold to.
I'm a
I'm
part
sitting
owner.
through a
We've got over
VSL.
400,000
Oh
users.
my
I'll
God.
put a link to a 2-week
I'm
free
being
trial
sold
in the
to?
description box below. Okay, so this is what 30% body fat looks like on a male, and this is what 30% body fat looks like on a female. This is Brecken, and she measured at 28.4% body fat on DEXA and 28.2% body fat on BIA.
She's as tall
So
as Jeff.
just a little
maybe
under
a little
30%.
taller.
According to the American College of Sports Medicine, this is a healthy and sustainable body composition for a lot of women.
Your body fat percentage, 28.0.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, so you're obviously squarely within the healthy range.
Once you account for female essential fat, 30% on a woman is about the same as 20% on a man. Here, energy levels
Which
and
is
performance in the
evil,
gym
dude.
tend to be great.
I feel like I wake up with a lot of energy, especially compared to my partner who I live with.
And 30% on a woman is leaner than most people realize.
I just feel like we hear 15, 10, like we hear such low numbers all the time. I think someone would look at you and be like, oh, you look amazing, but they wouldn't think like 28%.
The pictures on Google too, they're so different. I'm like,
Right?
it shows 30% and I'm like, that is not anything that
Agree. Exactly. That's why I want to do this, to give people like an updated standard.
In the USA, if you're 30%
Is
body
that why you
fat
wanna
as
do
a
it, Jeff?
female, suddenly only about 10% of
I love
women
this
are
guy.
leaner than
He's
you,
just-
and about 90% of women have a higher body fat. All right, we're just
just
past the
such a
halfway point on our journey from
philanthropist.
50% all the way down to 5% body fat. And here, at 20%, we're really starting to lean out. Based on my time on the internet, most people seem to think that a male at 20% body fat looks something like this. But it actually looks like this. This is Jay, and he came in at 20.8% body fat on DEXA and 18.6% on BIA. So yeah, really close to 20%. And you'll notice once again that even at the same body fat percentage, your look can vary quite a bit depending on your bone structure and muscle mass. Nicholas came in at 19% on DEXA, but because he's shorter and he carries more muscle, his 20% looks quite a bit different from Jay's 20%. And I'm shorter than both of them, and 20% on me looked like this. Last year, I bulked up to 20.6% body fat, and this was my physique. You see, just
This
because
man
you're
is a fucking
20%
cloud.
doesn't mean you're gonna
Holy
look
shit.
or feel like someone else at 20%.
Again, 100%
We all have
natural.
different genetic set ranges where our bodies are most comfortable. 20% body fat for me actually feels too high. I felt sluggish and bloated. For me, my body's a lot more comfortable and performs better in the 10 to 15 zone. But that comfortable set range is highly genetic, and it's a little different for everyone. For some men, it's a bit higher, let's say 20 to 25%. If they try to get below 20%, they start to feel hungry, depleted, and low energy. In that case, I think maintaining a slightly higher level, at around 20%, is actually smart, so you avoid constant yo-yo dieting. Assuming you lift weights, at 20% body fat, your arms and shoulders will have some noticeable definition. And under good lighting, you should even see the outline of your abs when you flex them.
Huh?
Research shows that this can be a sustainable and healthy body composition to maintain. For most people, energy level
At 20%, you should be seeing the outline? Bruh. At 20%, I'm built like the fucking Michelin Man. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. 20%, you should be looking fucking, you should have the outline of the abs. How the fuck is that possible? Why do I look like the Michelin Man at 20%? But you're supposed to have definition in your abs? Are my abs just tiny? Man, fuck me, dude. I went down to fucking single digit, and I still didn't have a six-pack. I had a 4-pack at best.
and performance in the gym should be really solid. And if you're 20% body fat, you're probably leaner than you think. Only about 12% of men are leaner than this in the US. So if you get to 20%...
Fun fact, it's more common to be a millionaire than it is to have a six-pack in the US. Food for thought.
Body fat, you're actually in a very small group. And for women, this is what 20% body fat looks like. This is Christina, who's been training consistently for over 10 years. She measured at 21.4% on DEXA, 17.5% on BIA. Here, you can definitely see visible muscle shape and more definition through the midsection. For some, this level of body fat will be lower than where your body is comfortable. For others, this can be healthy and sustainable.
You are...
I just want to see him standing next to these people.
3% body fat.
Stop it.
But given that 20% is where a lot of pro-female athletes sit, I was a little surprised to see that some women still thought 20% was a bit too high.
No, like I want to look cut. Like I want to look like, oh my god, like she's jacked.
Yes, you do. You actually do. I don't know if you know that or not.
Remember, 20% on a female is closer to 10% on a male. And here's the thing.
10%
if you're a woman,
hurts,
you have 20%
man.
body fat in the US, less than 1% of the female population is leaner than you. Actually, only about 2% of women in the United States have a body fat percentage under 25. So unless you're genetically very lean or you want to maintain a certain level of leanness, this is about as lean as most women can realistically sustain and hold while still feeling healthy and performing optimally. All right, next stop.
So
now we're down to 15% body.
So my perfect gal is, you know, just 2% of the US population. I'm happy with that. I can fuck with that. I'm never gonna find someone. Moving on.
Body fat. And this is where things get interesting. This is my friend Shamar, who's lost 25 pounds since the last time I saw him, and he came in at 15.3% on DEXA, 15.4% on BIA. At this level, you can see clear muscle separation, even some vascularity, especially in the biceps and forearms. Your abs are clearly visible.
This is like the fakest 15% ever because this man has on like a good 100 to 120 pounds of muscle. Like that 15% is mandatory just to fuel this physique, dude. Holy shit. Again, I just want to know what his cycle is though.
Even under average lighting, but I still wouldn't call this extreme leanness. I actually think most men should be able to maintain this level of leanness.
That's what some people think the average black guy who goes to the gym looks like.
Year-round, as long as you train hard and you pay attention to your diet. It'll take some discipline, but it's realistic. That said, if you have a genetically higher body fat set range, you may notice hunger creeping in at around this level. So if you're trying to maintain 15% body fat, you will need to pay attention to your food environment. there are a lot of processed, delicious foods around the house, you'll probably quickly snack your way up to 20%. Your gym performance and strength
don't
should
buy
be really
those
good at
foods
this
then.
level, and most people shouldn't have to suffer too much to get there. But you might be surprised. If you're coming
If you want to stay away from desserts, just don't stand around the dessert cart. Wow. If it's not easily accessible, it's a lot harder to eat it.
coming from a higher level of body fat, hitting 15% might take some serious dedication.
15.6.
15.6, man, okay.
I'm going right now.
Yeah.
The DEXA is the ego killer.
Yeah, I'm doing more than the average bear to be low body fat, so.
But let me ask you, are you happy with your physique?
Yes, overall, I'm happy
That's a
with it.
lie.
No progress.
And your performance?
Yep,
That
yeah,
little
I feel fine.
hesitation
Well,
right
then
there,
just
he is
remember.
bullshitting out his ass.
Still, if you have more muscle mass and you're genetically leaner, you might be able to cruise down to 15% without much struggle at all.
I feel way better.
Yeah.
No, I'm 25 pounds down.
Yeah,
Both of them.
25?
Yeah, I'm too. My
All right.
pounds are better. My
Yeah.
clarity's better.
Here's what I think. I think it's because you've taken your time.
Yeah.
You haven't crash
Very
dieted.
slow.
You're still training super hard.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of muscle.
No, this
You know,
man's probably
so when
doing it
you
the
get
right
rid
way.
of the fat surrounding you, you actually look bigger.
I look bigger.
You do look bigger.
No, you look bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like I look bigger.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that happens.
Regardless, 15% is leaner than you think. Only about 2% of American men are below this level of body fat. And for women, 15% looks like this. Meet Vanessa. She's currently training for a High Rocks competition, which is a hybrid event that combines running and various exercise stations. And she came in at 15.7% body
She's a
fat
super
on DEXA,
athlete.
14.8%
Again.
on BIA. And like I said, since women need about 10 to 12% body fat just for basic
Like I said,
survival
I'm
needs,
shooting for good
this level of
numbers.
leanness is typically only seen
That's
in
what I'm looking
serious
for.
athletes preparing for a specific event. For a lot of women, this is where things can start to take a negative turn, especially if you're sustaining this level of leanness for a long period of time. Your hunger hormones can increase, energy can drop off, and you may lose your menstrual cycle. Staying this lean for years can also cause bone mineral loss and gut issues.
How's your hormonal health?
It's sensitive. I don't want to put extra stress on my system.
Okay.
Otherwise, my period will get kind of wonky or like my sleep will get kind of messed up.
That said, there definitely is
I'm
a
so
fraction
glad
of
I'm a
women
guy.
who seem to do fine at this level without any major issues. Still, for most women, 15% will be low, and sitting
I'm
closer to
so
20%
fucking glad
is
I'm
going
a
to feel
guy.
healthier and more sustainable for long-term health. And I don't know, I think
There was that Dave Chappelle skit where he's like, I got paid for the first time, and it was like in his backpack. And he was scared somebody was just gonna jump him and rob him. But he got home safe, like nothing happened, and he's like, now I can't imagine walking around with a pussy. And oh my god, if you haven't seen that skit, you're missing out on life.
think this is cool. Two of these people are the exact same body fat percentage, which goes to show that just because you have the same number as someone else doesn't necessarily mean you're going to look like them.
Greek
I
god
saw
physique. Holy
a
shit.
YouTube personality, the weight that she was aiming for, said that was sustainable for her was way too light compared to me. But because we were the same height and like had similar goals, I like pointed to her and was like, that's what I should do. But it wasn't sustainable or safe for me to do that.
Even if you're the same height, weight, and body fat percentage, you can still have drastically different metabolisms from someone else.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone
Metabolism
truly
is
is their
fake.
own unique person, and you have to figure out
Calories in,
what will
calories
make most
out.
sense for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's most sustainable?
Exactly.
Okay, at this point, we've gone from 50%
just
body
sucks
fat
that that's
all the
the
way down
reality.
to 12%. This is Jimmy, and he came in at 12.1%
Woo!
on DEXA, 13.8% on
Jimmy
BIA.
needs to
And
needs
as
to
you can
get his
see,
legs to
this
match
is
his
a very,
upper body.
very fit look. At this level, most men will
But-
have a fully defined
Fuck.
six-pack with just a little fat covering the lower abdominals and a little fat left on the lower back. But at 12%, you should be lean enough to see some visible striations, especially when you flex under good lighting.
I want people to appreciate, like, this is a true 12% physique.
For most men, your performance will still be solid in the gym, but to be honest, most men won't be able to maintain this level of leanness without some
It's
serious
tough.
discipline. You'll most likely need to track your calories or follow a meal plan. Most men won't just sit here without
I've
some
never
active
tracked a
dietary
fucking calorie
restriction.
in my life.
Some men will be able to maintain 12%, no problem.
I
But
fucking
for
refuse
most men,
to. I don't
this is
give a fuck.
about as low as you can go without feeling like you're constantly dieting.
Tracking your fucking
12% body
calories
fat
is just
lean. much leaner than people realize.
gay.
In fact, a recent data report of over 9,000 American men revealed just how
Just
many
eat
people
food.
are actually below
Just
12%
eat less
body
food.
fat.
How many out of the 9,000?
And then just continue
you
to
think
eat
were
less
under
food
12%
every day.
Body fat?
200.
Maybe 500.
500?
500. 9,000 people. 400 people.
One person.
What? One?
One person.
Oh my
Isn't that crazy? So it goes to show like how lean that really is when you compare it to the general population, right?
For women, 12% is virtually unheard of outside of bodybuilding stages. At this level, you're just about down to only having essential body fat left. Performance-enhancing drugs are often needed.
One person? Yeah, that one person's me. Yeah. Yeah, I walk into a room, I'm that guy.
To get this lean, and even then, strength and energy in the gym will almost always take a hit. Chances are you'll be constantly thinking about food. Just ask Alicia here.
I crave a lot of chocolate. A lot of chocolate. Like, I thought I was buying like a small bag of like chocolate chips, but then I ordered like a really large bag.
Okay.
And I like craving them, and I was just like handful and like ate them, and I'm like, I don't even know why I did that.
You are like me. That has literally been me the last week with chocolate chips on oatmeal.
She's a pro bodybuilder hoping to get back on stage soon, and she came in at 12.2% body fat on DEXA, 14.7 on BIA.
So I'm just kind of like go all day, but then when I get home and I'm finally like, then I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry. I could eat the world. Like, I
The
wanna
crash
eat
is
everything.
probably absurd.
Okay, on our journey from 50%, we've got a couple levels of leanness left to go, and it gets pretty intense. For men at around 10% body fat, I've got 3 different examples. Nicholas came in at 10.5%, Ali at 9.0, and my latest DEXA also came back at 9.0% body fat. At this level, your abs will be clearly defined, and you should have visible separation in all the heads of any given muscle. In all 3 of us, you can see a clear outline of the different heads of the triceps and noticeable striations through our chest and
See,
shoulders.
I had that. Like, I had great separation and everything. I had beautiful muscle definition. But where the fuck are my abs? Like, I worked so fucking hard for them. And then I was like, this just isn't fucking worth it. It's winter for 7 out of the 12 months. What the fuck am I gonna have abs for? So I just went out and binge. Didn't give a fuck. I don't look like that anymore. But do I give a fuck? Not really. It's overrated. It didn't help my confidence. If anything, I hated myself more because I was just constantly irritated. So it's like, just, no, not worth it at all. Overrated as fuck.
At 9 or 10%, your midsection will be pretty ripped, and there shouldn't be any noticeable pouches of fat anywhere on your back or legs. Here I am at 9%, and you can see clear separation between all the heads of my quads and feathering in my back and hamstrings.
I don't know what the
9%
fuck
is
feathering
very
is,
lean.
but cool.
I was even surprised that Ollie clocked in at 9% because his arms look so shredded and vascular. I honestly expected him to be closer to 7 or 8%. But that's the thing, 9 to 10%.
Maybe just a Middle Eastern thing then. You know? Like, cause yeah, my arms were looking insane. Every fucking vein was popping, but the abs just never fucking come in.
Is leaner than people think. The fitness community has said for years that
10 to 12, 10
is the healthy, not too lean sweet spot that men should aim for.
All these guys are fucking
still have
lying.
performance capabilities without
They're all on
sacrificing
performance
quality of your life.
enhancing
But
drugs.
I'm not sure that's true.
Or
down
they
to
fucking
or
hate their
just
lives.
below 10% body fat usually requires a lot more sacrifice than many people are willing to make. And for the vast majority of men, 10% probably simply won't be sustainable without some serious dietary restriction and highly disciplined
That has
training.
just a
I do
chicken
this
and
as a
rice
career. I think I'm genetically
for
leaner than most
9
people,
months.
and getting to 10% was
This is
harder
my
than I
one
expected.
meal
But genetics are
a
huge,
day.
and some people can maintain 10% body fat without any major issues, for
It was
sure.
How do you
horrible.
feel day to day?
Like
Great, honestly.
shit.
Now, like this would probably be my like my default.
Really, the fact that you are performing well, you're feeling good, your energy is good at that percentage. Okay, this is good, healthy percentage for you, right?
This is the power of genetics, but that's the thing. I think most guys who actually do get to or just below 10% are usually genetically leaner, and so they can hold it a lot more easily. Then
Maybe I'm
those
just
guys make the
genetically
suggestion
a
that
fucking
that's
fat
the
ass
sustainable
then.
sweet spot, not realizing that
Bang!
they'll have to struggle to get there. And for them, it may not be worth it. So unless you have really
I
good
fuck with
genetics, you most likely won't just end up at 10% body fat. It's certainly an achievable goal, but for
Dak
most
has
people,
yet to
it
throw
will
a
be challenge,
fucking
and
pass
it
to
will
CeeDee
require some
Lamb.
serious dietary structure. Oh, and for women, most research cites
Fuck!
10% body fat as the leanest level biologically possible. So I do not recommend getting to this level unless you're doing it for a short-term competitive purpose, ideally under the supervision of a coach or a medical professional. But I did manage to find a couple examples. AJ is a professional bikini competitor, and her DEXA scan came back at
Whoa! I have never seen this
9?
in my life.
9.
9.9.
No!
this
I'm
level
him!
doesn't come without serious side effects.
It feels terrible. It feels
Yeah,
so bad.
bet.
If I brush my hair, a lot of hair comes out. I haven't had a period in quite a long time. My last period might have been May. I know it's going to take a while to get it back.
Gia is also a national level competitor, and she came back even leaner, 9.1% body fat. Absolutely mind-blowing. But again, this is a very short-term thing that I wouldn't recommend outside of very serious competitive contexts.
Is it worth it? Like, let's just ask the real question here. Is it fucking worth it? I'll leave that up to you.
Weeks ago, I started to notice like a significant dip in my energy levels to the point where I would stand up and I'd be like, whoa. And just like walking.
Is it
up the
fucking
stairs
worth
or just
it?
walking. Because like it felt like such a chore.
Yeah.
And food cravings at this level are usually absolutely out of control.
I went out for sushi. I think I had like 4 or 5 rolls of sushi and 5 guys plus fries. Plus eat that entire day. Your body is metabolizing it so quickly.
'Cause it's
But
begging
the more
for
you eat, the more
calories.
your body wants food, so.
Given the extreme health risks of going any lower, this is the leanest level I'll be showing for women, but there's still 2 levels left for men.
So that's the leanest he's willing to show. There are women out there that are putting themselves through even greater hell on even crazier stacks, all to go on stage and be judged. There's just more to life.
The last level
Moving
gets pretty
on.
wild. Okay, 8% body fat is what I would consider shredded. This is Luke. He's a professional natural physique competitor 2 weeks out from his competition. And his body fat came back at 8.4% on DEXA.
Okay, I guess I was at
9.5%
9
on BIA.
on the BIA.
At this level of leanness, you'll have
So I guess
clear,
it could have
deep
been a little less
striations in almost
accurate.
all your muscle groups. Usually the only muscle not fully striated at 8% body fat is your glutes. And that may sound awesome, and you do look super ripped, but if you are willing to make the sacrifices necessary to get here, you're still gonna have to deal with some side effects. Your testosterone usually starts to drop off simply because your body is sending every signal to just go find some food. No time for reproduction, you need to eat. No time for sleep,
Sperm?
you need to
Who's
eat.
that?
You might be thinking about food all day and night.
If you could have one cheat meal right now, what would it be? Sushi.
I would chew fucking ice. When I had cravings that got really bad, I would chew on ice. I'd have an ice sandwich. I guess I'd have a bowl of ice cereal. I'm laughing at the absurdity. I did this. I did this to myself, and like, at the time I was like, yeah, I'm locked in. I'm built different. I clearly hated myself. Glad I got through that without any major side effects. But yeah, bowl of ice cereal whenever I had like really bad cravings. My craving was what the fuck are they called? Like the like any sour candy. Oh my god, I'd murder for some sour candy when I was like deep in my cut.
I didn't even have to think.
Now, while there may be a few extreme genetic outliers who can get here without any serious discomfort, the vast majority of men will only be able to sustain this level of leanness for a short period of time.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Can you start reciting that backwards for me, starting at G?
Dude, I couldn't do that even if I wanted.
Yeah, I already forgot too.
Do
I'm not gonna
you
lie.
find that you have like brain fog, like you can't always get the words you want and that kind of thing?
Big time.
Yeah.
I'm running in like slow motion at all times. The littlest of things can annoy me and agitate me so much.
If you want to get to 8% body fat for a photo shoot or a competition, I do think there is a relatively healthier way to do it as a male. Eat high protein, don't diet too quickly, prioritize nutrient-dense whole foods, and try to keep your cool. But it can get tricky after the diet is over. That's because your body is constantly screaming at you to eat more, and so a lot of men will quickly rebound in weight, oftentimes.
I dieted for 9 months for it to all be destroyed in a 7-day fucking bender of feasting. 7 days destroyed 9 months of progress. And I am so fucking happy that it did.
Shooting over where they were before they even started. That's why I don't usually recommend getting to single.
Yeah, I started at 15, went down to 9, and then rebounded up to 20. It was in 7 days, jumped 11% in my body fat. You can only imagine how much I was fucking eating ribs, fucking an ungodly amount of French fries. I don't know what it was, but when I got my hand on them salty fucking oily carbs, my God, I couldn't stop myself.
Digit body fat unless you have a really good reason for it and a solid plan for after the diet is over. But there's still one level left to go.
People don't realize to get to 5%, that's like a next level kind of dieting.
I personally think it's impossible for most men without enhancement. It's very hard because it drives the muscle up, and so you get the percentage down.
Okay, so we started at 50%, and now we're all the way down to 5% body fat. This is
Both
Lachlan,
extremes
who's
are
3 weeks
absolutely
out
unhealthy.
from classic physique competition. And he came
Absolutely
in at
unhealthy.
5.5% on DEXA and 3.1% on BIA.
Horrible for your entire
5.5.
body, your mind, everything.
Shredded, man. I told you. That's awesome.
This is an extreme, borderline dangerous level of leanness, and it generally only makes sense in the context of bodybuilding contest prep. At this level, you'll have dense, grainy...
Dak has yet to throw a fucking pass to CD Lamb.
Very difficult to achieve
Fuck!
anabolic assistance, simply because as you naturally cut down below 6, 7, or 8%, your body starts to eat away at your muscle. No matter what you do, the side effects to get this lean are going to be rough. Your body's going to be sending you every possible signal to please go eat, all hours of day and night. And it's interesting, because the fitness industry praises leanness so much, a lot of people think the leaner you get, the healthier you get. But that isn't true.
The body fat that I'm at right now is not attainable long term. The little tasks in life become the most challenging. Getting out of your car to walk into work, it's like you gotta sit there and think, oh shit, I gotta go do this.
You know what the irony is? We both go through the same problems, but we both have different goals and journeys in life.
And this is where it gets crazy, because I do think this
Holy
level of
shit.
leanness, especially combined with certain special supplements, can cause people to act in ways they no longer recognize. After filming this video, Lachlan ran into Ollie, our 9% subject, at the gym and acted completely out of line.
My studio is for posing and for other stuff, not to be on a phone call. Why can't you go down there? You don't need the lighting for this. Go somewhere else. This is the posing room. This is not, dude. The posing is downstairs. I'm not trying to be a big. Get your skinny ass before I snap. Okay, so what? Can you talk to me like a brother? No, you're not brother, dude. Why are you being so? This isn't a live streaming spot, dude. If you want to go do that, you can do that outside. You can do that over there. I need the lighting to pose.
The incident ended up going viral on social media, and to be honest,
In this situation, tell him to fucking snap. Say fuck it. And be like, alright, snap then. I don't give a fuck. Go for it. And then as soon as he walks towards you, give him the cleanest fucking front kick. And I guarantee you, it will be the most adrenaline-ridden, like, event of your life. And you will not regret it. As a hypothetical. All advice given here is not professional and is from a schizo ranter. So, at your own fucking risk.
My initial reaction was to think it was staged. What are the chances that 2 subjects from this video just happen to run into each other and get in an altercation the very next week? So after the incident, I wanted to give them both a call to make sure.
This is all clearly fucking retarded. You don't need to do this to yourself. At all. Like, just work out and just eat less. Keep protein high. Keep carbs high. Keep fats low. But this is just absurd. Like, you don't... All for the singular sake of being judged by other men. No. Just say no. There's better things you can do with your time other than being obsessed with the gym. You know? Yeah, moving on. It's just, it's so sad. It's so sad what the gym community has devolved into. It's all about numbers now. It's not about how you feel or how, you know, wanting to just be healthier anymore. It's about, oh, what body fat percentage can I get down to? How much muscle mass can I put on my frame? You know, none of that matters. Just have a little bit of physical activity in your life. It doesn't even need to be the gym. You can go for a walk. And I swear to God, you'll feel better than if you just sit around doing nothing all day. Like, if you have an office job and then immediately go home and just sit down more, like, no shit, you're gonna feel like crap. Like, your mind goes where your body is. So if your body feels like shit, your mind's gonna feel like shit. If your body feels good, your mind's gonna feel good. So, like, there's so many studies that prove just a little bit of physical activity, a walk, can elevate your mood tenfold. You don't need to be whoever that last guy was at 5% to feel good. Like, and there's this tip too that I remember I got on Instagram a long time ago. Like, when I was having a lot of difficulty staying consistent, just go to the gym. You don't even need to work out. Literally just drive there to train your brain to get in the habit of going there. Right? You don't even need to lift a weight. You don't need to do any cardio or anything. Just go there to go there so that you train your brain to get into that habit. And then after that, then start training. Because now you're already at the gym. You already know you're going to go to the gym. Might as well work out. Might as well do a little bit of fitness. Fitness dick in your mouth. Bang. That was funny. It's fucking hilarious. We're going to go back down. Oh. Rosa, that's my seat, not your seat. Oh, fucking Jeff Nippard. Jeffrey Nippard. Senor Joffrey. Guys, I'm getting absolutely fucking walloped. Because Dak